Hey guys, so I am going out on my last real run until the marathon. This is 5 days out. It's Tuesday, the marathon's on Sunday. And so I'm gonna run about 5 miles today. I might run like 4 on the treadmill on Thursday, but that's not a real run. And then on Saturday, I'm gonna run about 1.5 miles and kind of walk it out. And what I'm doing the next few days, I'm going to be doing a lot of walking, but not really running so much, just keeping myself loose, but staying tapered. So I'm going to practice running with my Cliff Bars. I'm going to eat this one, carrying it in hand, at about 8.5 miles on race day. Not today, I'm not going that far today. I'm just practicing. And then I have another one stuffed in there, stays out of the way. No problem, I don't even notice it, and I'll probably pull that out at about 16 miles, but it totally depends on the race day. You never know when you're gonna need it. But it'll take me about a mile or so to eat each of these. I'm gonna try to eat them slowly so that I don't get sick. I'm also running in the exact same outfit that I'll be wearing during the marathon, just because. And all of this, none of this I'm waited until right now to try. I've been trying it, but I'm just, the last time, 5-mile run, I'm just gonna feel it out kind of as my warm-up for the actual marathon. So I now have about 4 days until the marathon, and I'm feeling super tight, like really everywhere, like shoulders, calves, hips, everything is feeling super tight, and I'm doing everything I can to like roll and stretch, elevate. I'm drinking a lot of water. I just don't know. I don't know what's going on, and so I'm hoping it's just my body being confused by the taper. It's happened before when I would swim. Sometimes taper wouldn't feel very good, but then I would race really well. So here's hoping that's the case. But I don't know. I'm just feeling really tight right now. So we're gonna have to see what happens. Hi guys, so a quick marathon update. I am about 3 days out and I am feeling so much better. I was so tight earlier, but I got a deep tissue massage yesterday. I've been stretching, drinking a lot of water, trying to walk around frequently, and I just feel great. Deep tissue massages, I am a total supporter of them. Before races or even just in general, like loosen yourself up. Sometimes you just need someone to really get deep in there and get the knots out. There's so many trigger points that affect your entire body and we just can't get to them on our own. So anyway, with that said, if you're going to get a deep tissue massage, make sure you try them out before the race. You don't know how your body's gonna respond. It's really a bad idea to get one for the first time right before a race. Don't do that. Anyway, it did help me tons. I'm feeling so much better. However, I will have to be driving a total of about 10 hours to get to this race. So I'm gonna have to keep up the stretching, the walking, it's gonna be like, I'm gonna have to make time just to stop myself and stretch like every hour. But anyway, feeling so much better, getting really excited.
Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a country with freedom like no other. Let's honor America with the singing of our national anthem. This morning being performed by Katie Turnbull, who is a junior at the Toledo School of the Arts. All right, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to run Toledo? Runners set.
Taylor! You got it!
Woo! You got it, honey, you got it!
Team Fueling the Run finishing up. Adam Schwartz from Walbridge. Jerry Roman. Taylor Weiss from...
Hi guys. guys, so I finished my marathon. I did not expect to do as well as I did. I'm so happy, surprised. My goal was to go under 4 hours, which I was told was a very ambitious goal, but just from my training, I knew like I can hold under 9-minute mile pace. It's more just if it's a bad weather day or if I have a bad heart day or things that I can't really control. If those things kind of come into the picture, then maybe I won't do as well as I was planning, but I had a fantastic day. It was a beautiful day. It was the Toledo Glass City Marathon. Beautiful, beautiful day, great course. The only thing about the course that I didn't like was the last 4 miles or so was a straight path on like a bike path or something like that. Sun's blaring in our face, there aren't that many spectators, and you just can't see the end. And that's so mentally not motivating in the last like 4 miles of this 26.2 mile run. But the rest of the marathon was great. There were spectators everywhere. The course ran most of the course through like residential areas. So the first 13.1 miles was actually very enjoyable. It was really pretty. The temperature was about 39 to 45 degrees, which sounds cold, but when you're running for that long, it's good. I saw a lot of people, I think probably too warm because they wore too many clothing, and that's just something you learn from experience that, you know, the first mile might be a little bit chilly, but like wear some gloves that you can throw off. 4 miles, I just tossed my like $2 pairs of gloves and I was great for the rest of the race. But a lot of people I think were getting too hot because they wore too many clothes. So anyway, the first half was fantastic. I split my first half faster than I had ever run a real half, like in a race, by a couple minutes, and I wasn't trying. I was very relaxed. So that just showed me that I trained well, and I didn't follow a training plan. I just went solely off of my body and what I knew I needed to do, which I think is, everyone should really pay attention to their own body, but I am also very experienced with athletics. So if you're not, I would go off of a training plan, but I basically took what I learned from swimming and just applied it to running. It's a very different, I went from sprinting swimming to long distance running, but nonetheless, I still feel like I knew most of what I was doing. Anyway, got to mile about 15 and this girl comes up to me and she says, "Hey, are you trying to qualify?" And I'm like, qualify for Boston. I don't even know what the qualifying time is. I thought it was like maybe a 3:33. It turns out that it's a 3:35 for me. And she said, "Do you want to try to push each other to get it?" And I said, "Well, this is my first marathon, so I'll go as long as I can, as hard as I can, but I'm not expecting I'll be able to hold this pace." I was going at about 8:15 pace at that point, and for the next 45 minutes or so, we really pushed each other at about 7:50 pace, which is faster than I've ever run. So I thought, I'm going to die. Like, of course I'm going to die. This is not the time to be experimenting, but I felt really good. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. In the chance that I do qualify, I won't have to run another marathon to qualify. So, okay. I actually kept that pace until about mile 22. And then I very suddenly got cold, dizzy, my hands started going numb. It caught up to me. It did. But honestly, I'm surprised that I went that long without it catching up to me. But anyway, so I slowed down to about a 9:30 pace for the last 4 miles. Sped up a little bit in the last 3/4 of a mile or so that I could really finish strong. But regardless, it was a really good race. The last 4 miles were kind of tough, but I pushed it way harder than I thought I would. And considering how much I pushed it, I'm surprised I could finish the way I did. So I finished with the time of 3:36, which is pretty fast for my first marathon. And really, I've only been running for about 1.5 years. I mean, I did a little cross country, but 3 miles was so long to me in high school. And that only lasted for a couple months. Anyway, I am so excited. Of course, the competitor in me is just like, I have to get that Boston qualifying marathon time if I'm just a minute off. So I'm gonna try to do that again sometime in the fall. It's too hot in the summer. I am so excited about how fast I went. how great I felt, really. I didn't stop once. There was like a half second where I stopped to try to get some water in at about mile 24. But that felt terrible. So I kept going, because once you stop, it all kind of catches up to you and you realize, oh my gosh, my body hurts. So I did not stop after that point, but there were a lot of people who were. And so I am just so thankful that I trained well, I trained smart, I fueled really well. So I was high carb vegan all throughout training and leading up to the marathon. I did increase my fats and my proteins a little bit before, my fats a little bit before, my protein a little bit after, but mainly just carbs. So, and I'm recovering really quickly. I mean, I feel pretty exhausted, but my muscles, considering I just ran 26.2 miles fast, I'm doing pretty well. I feel much better than I even did running after my first half marathon. And I think it's because I'm more used to eating a high carb plant-based diet, and it's just the best diet, it's the best for recovery, and I'm feeling fantastic. So all those people out there who say, oh, you can't do serious athletics on a vegan diet, like, I don't even want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I thrived through this. I feel so good. And yeah, and then also this marathon was a big celebration for me because it meant that I'm 2 years recovered from an eating disorder. And so when I finished, I actually just started crying. Like, my dad met me at the finish line and I was just crying, and I think he was very confused. I don't think he really knew why. I don't talk about it so much with my parents, but I was just like, wow, I did this amazing thing. I did very well, and what does it say about how far I've come? So I don't know what else to say from that. I'm definitely, since I'm only a minute off the Boston qualifying time, you betcha I'm going to be training this summer carefully, because I don't do well in the heat, but I'm going to be training this summer, and sometime in the fall I'll be doing another marathon trying to qualify. So I'm excited, I'm ecstatic. I feel like myself again. I really feel like the competitor, the healthy, strong, confident competitor in me is back. And that's a feeling that I can't just describe on YouTube in a video. So I know this video is a little bit longer, and so is my last video, and most of them won't be like this. This summer I'll spend a little bit more time doing some quick, clean-cut videos about training, recovering, fueling, all sorts of vegan stuff. So stay tuned for those, please. This was just a very kind of a rare occasion for me. I certainly don't run marathons every weekend, although I train constantly. This was different, and it was very meaningful to me, so I made a little bit of a longer video. If you are still watching, thank you, God bless you. I'll see you soon for the next video.